The arrival. Admiral James Harrison stood at the window of the Global Defense Command Center, watching crystalline ships materialize above Tokyo. The vessels resembled massive diamonds, refracting sunlight into prismatic displays that would have been beautiful if they weren't so terrifying. 37 ships had appeared simultaneously across Earth's major cities in the past hour. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission," Lieutenant Kira Patel reported, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "It's broadcasting on all frequencies, in every known language." Harrison straightened his uniform. "Put it through." The message was delivered in a voice that seemed to resonate directly in their minds. "We are the Luminari. Your species has reached a critical junction. You possess the capacity for ascension, but lack the wisdom to achieve it safely. We offer guidance. Refuse, and we will be forced to implement quarantine protocols. You have 24 hours to surrender your defensive capabilities." The Global Defense Council convened immediately via quantum link. Representatives from every nation appeared as holograms in the chamber, their faces illuminated by the ethereal light of the Luminari ships visible through their respective windows. "We cannot simply capitulate to their demands," argued General Wei from Beijing Command. "Their terms are too vague, and their threats too ominous." Harrison studied the data streaming across his neural interface. Every attempt to scan the crystalline ships had failed, the readings made no sense, as if the vessels existed partially in another dimension. "The Luminari are blocking all orbital communications," Kira reported. "Our satellite network is compromised. Ground-based systems are our only reliable option now." A sudden tremor shook the building. Outside, the crystalline ships had begun to pulse with a deep, resonant frequency. Sensors across the globe reported the same phenomenon. Whatever the Luminari were doing, they were doing it in perfect synchronization. "They're scanning us," Dr. Rashid announced from his station, analyzing the incoming data. "These energy patterns, they're mapping everything. Not just our military installations, but our entire civilization's infrastructure." Harrison felt the weight of command bearing down on him. Humanity had prepared for first contact scenarios, but nothing like this. The Luminari's technology was beyond anything they had imagined possible. The Council's debate raged on, but Harrison's attention was drawn to something else. His neural interface was picking up anomalous readings from deep beneath the command center. Ancient machinery, dormant for millennia, was responding to the Luminari's presence. "Lieutenant Patel, with me," he ordered, heading for the secure elevator. As they descended into the facility's lower levels, Harrison shared his discovery. "These readings, they suggest we're not as defenseless as we think." The sub-basement corridors led them to a sealed vault that, according to official records, didn't exist. The door was marked with symbols that shifted and changed as they watched, responding to their presence. "Sir," Kira whispered, "these markings, they're not human in origin." Harrison placed his hand on the door's surface. It recognized something in his genetic code, something that had been waiting in human DNA for countless generations. The vault opened with a whisper of ancient mechanisms, revealing a chamber filled with technology that defied comprehension. At its center stood a pillar of light, and within it, a figure began to take shape. Not human, not Luminari, but something else entirely. Its voice echoed in their minds, different from the Luminari's overwhelming presence. This voice was older, deeper, carrying the weight of eons. "The Seekers have returned," it said. "They call themselves Luminari now, but their purpose remains unchanged. They wish to prevent what they fear most, the evolution of another species beyond their control." Harrison stepped forward. "What are you?" "I am Echo, an archive of the precursors. We seeded your world with the potential for transformation, knowing that one day you would need it. The Luminari are not here to guide you. They are here to prevent you from becoming what you were meant to be." Above them, the Luminari ships continued their scanning, unaware that deep beneath the Earth's surface, humanity had found its first real advantage. But as Harrison would soon learn, that advantage came with a price that would challenge the very definition of what it meant to be human. The 24-hour deadline approached, and Earth prepared to give the Luminari an answer they weren't expecting. The war for humanity's evolution was about to begin. Hidden Legacy. Echo's revelation sparked immediate action within the Global Defense Command. The ancient AI guided Harrison and Kira through the activation of what it called the Legacy Network, a planetary defense system hidden beneath Earth's surface for millennia. The precursors built these facilities across your world, Echo explained, projecting a holographic map showing dozens of sites. Each contains seeds of transformation, genetic keys that can unlock humanity's dormant potential. The Luminari's deadline approached its final hours when their ships began changing formation. The crystalline vessels merged into elaborate geometric patterns, creating a web of energy that encased major population centers. They're preparing containment protocols, Echo warned. The Luminari believe they're protecting the galaxy by preventing species from achieving higher evolution. They've done this countless times before. Dr. Rashid's team had already begun studying the first activated legacy site. The genetic modifications these facilities can implement, they're beyond anything we've theorized possible. But the changes would be irreversible. Harrison received updates from global capitals. Most nations favored activating the legacy network despite the risks. The alternative was submission to Luminari control, a fate that humanity's collective pride wouldn't accept. Lieutenant Patel volunteered for the first transformation. "We need to understand what we're dealing with," she argued. "I've interfaced with Echo more than anyone else. I should be first." The process began as the deadline expired. The Luminari's voice resonated worldwide: "Your species has chosen poorly." Containment protocols initiated. Inside the legacy chamber, Kira's DNA began rewriting itself. Her consciousness expanded, connecting to Echo's vast repository of knowledge. She became something new, still human in form, but with capabilities that defied natural law. The Luminari's first attack struck like crystal lightning, designed to sever humanity's neural networks. But Kira stood unaffected, her transformed consciousness operating on principles the Luminari couldn't comprehend. "Now you understand," Echo said as Kira demonstrated her new abilities, manipulating energy fields that shouldn't exist in normal space. "The precursors didn't just give you weapons, they gave you evolution itself." Harrison watched as the first wave of volunteers entered legacy facilities worldwide. Earth's defense would require more than just conventional weapons. It would require humanity to take its next evolutionary step, ready or not. The Luminari's containment protocols faltered against these transformed humans. But as more volunteers emerged from legacy chambers, Harrison noticed something troubling: their humanity seemed to fade with each passing hour, replaced by something older and far more powerful. The price of survival was becoming clear, and Earth would never be the same. Awakening. The first signs of global transformation manifested within days. Transformed humans, now called awakened, demonstrated abilities that challenged physics. They could manipulate energy fields, communicate across vast distances without technology, and perceive multiple dimensions simultaneously. Admiral Harrison watched from the command center as Kira led a defense against a Luminari assault over Mumbai. Her consciousness merged with the city's legacy systems, turning skyscrapers into weapons. The crystalline ships shattered against shields of pure thought. But victory came at a cost. Each awakened gradually lost connection to their former lives. Dr. Rashid's studies showed their neural patterns resembling Echo's ancient consciousness more than human minds. "The process cannot be reversed," Echo confirmed when Harrison demanded answers. "The precursors designed the transformation to be complete. Humanity must evolve or perish." The Luminari changed tactics, targeting legacy facilities with weapons designed to disrupt the transformation process. Their attacks grew desperate as more humans underwent the change. Their messages shifted from demands to warnings. You don't understand what you're becoming. The precursors weren't saviors, they were catalysts of extinction. Every species they helped eventually transcended physical existence entirely. Harrison faced a terrible choice. The Awakened were humanity's only effective defense against the Luminari, but their success meant the eventual disappearance of humanity as he knew it. Each transformation pulled the species further from its origins. Underground, the legacy network expanded autonomously, converting Earth's crust into a vast computational matrix. The planet itself was changing alongside its inhabitants. The Luminari fear what comes next, Kira explained during a rare moment of lucidity. Her form now shifted between solid and energy at will. They've spent millennia trying to prevent species from reaching this stage. They believe physical existence must be preserved. Echo revealed the final truth: the precursors themselves had transcended eons ago, leaving behind tools to help other species follow. The Luminari were self-appointed guardians, fighting to preserve the physical universe from what they saw as entropy through ascension. As the third wave of transformations began, Earth's population divided. Some fled the legacy network's influence, choosing to remain purely human. Others embraced evolution, accepting the loss of their humanity for power and understanding beyond mortal comprehension. The war had become more than a fight for survival. It was a battle for humanity's very definition, and time was running out for anyone who wished to choose sides. Transformation. Earth's atmosphere shimmered with quantum distortions as the war entered its decisive phase. The Awakened had grown too powerful for conventional combat, their battles with the Luminari taking place across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Admiral Harrison commanded from a transformed global defense center, now a living structure that responded to thought. Most military installations had merged with legacy technology, becoming hybrid entities that defied classification. The Luminari launched their ultimate weapon, a cascade field designed to collapse quantum possibilities and lock transformed humans into single states of existence. But they hadn't anticipated how far the changes had progressed. Dr. Rashid's final report, before his own transformation, revealed the truth: the legacy network wasn't just changing humans, it was altering the fundamental structure of local spacetime. Earth was becoming a focal point for forces that hadn't existed in the universe since the Precursor's age. Kira, now more energy than matter, led the counteroffensive. Under her guidance, the Awakened learned to exist in quantum superposition, becoming everywhere and nowhere simultaneously. The Luminari's weapon proved useless against beings who could choose which reality to inhabit. The final stage approaches, Echo announced as the legacy network achieved full activation. Your species stands at the threshold the precursors designed us to create. The remaining unchanged humans faced an ultimatum. The transformative energy had reached critical mass, soon Earth itself would transition beyond physical space. Those who wished to remain human would need to evacuate to off-world colonies. Harrison organized the exodus while struggling with his own choice. Each day brought reports of more Awakened transcending traditional existence. They described experiences beyond language, glimpses of a universe far vaster and stranger than humanity had imagined. The Luminari made one last attempt at prevention, offering to transport Earth's remaining unchanged humans to sanctuary worlds. Their message carried genuine concern: what you become will be powerful, but it will no longer be human. The price of this evolution is the end of your species as you know it. But it was too late. The legacy network had passed the point of no return. Earth's transformation would complete within days, taking its changed inhabitants into a realm of existence the Luminari had spent eons trying to prevent others from discovering. The future of humanity would split: those who remained human, preserving their original form among the stars, and those who embraced transcendence, becoming something that even the precursors had only theorized possible. Truth and choice. The final hours of Earth's physical existence arrived with an unexpected revelation. As the planet's transformation neared completion, Echo shared its last secret: the Luminari and precursors were one and the same. They are what remains of those who chose to stay behind, Echo explained to Harrison and the last council of unchanged humans. When the majority of precursors transcended, these few remained as guardians, watching as species after species followed the path of ascension. They became the Luminari, trying to preserve what they saw as the natural order. Above the transforming Earth, the Luminari ships formed a final pattern, not an attack formation, but a gesture of acceptance. Their true mission was revealed, not to prevent ascension, but to ensure that species who reached this point understood the weight of their choice. Kira, now a being of pure quantum consciousness, served as a bridge between the physical and transcendent states. Through her, the Luminari shared visions of countless civilizations that had faced this moment. Some had divided like humanity was about to, others had chosen unity in either physical or transcendent form. The universe requires both, the Luminari explained. Those who ascend explore realities beyond physical comprehension. Those who remain preserve the cosmic order that allows new species to emerge. Neither path is wrong, both are necessary. Harrison made his decision. He would lead the unchanged humans to their new colonies, preserving the original form of humanity among the stars. The Earth and its transformed inhabitants would complete their transition, becoming a nexus of transcendent consciousness that future species might one day discover. The legacy network reached its final stage. The planet began to shift out of normal spacetime, its transformed inhabitants evolving into beings of pure energy and thought. The awakened experienced existence across all possible dimensions simultaneously, their consciousness expanding beyond the limits of physical form. Before the final transformation, Kira shared a last message with Harrison: "We will always be human, just as a butterfly remains connected to its caterpillar form. We're not ending humanity, we're expanding its definition across realities." The Luminari released their blockade, offering guidance to both the departing humans and those completing their transformation. They had played their role as cosmic guardians, ensuring that humanity's division was a choice made with full understanding. Earth shimmered one final time before transitioning beyond visible reality. To the unchanged humans watching from their Exodus ships, it appeared to fade like a dream upon waking. But they knew it wasn't an ending, it was a branching of paths, each valid, each preserving a different aspect of what humanity could become. Admiral Harrison stood on the bridge of the colony ship Endeavour, watching their new home world grow larger in the viewport. Behind them, where Earth had been, a quantum anomaly pulsed with possibilities, a reminder that humanity now existed in two forms, each protecting and preserving different aspects of their species' legacy. The universe, vast and mysterious, had room for both paths. Humanity hadn't chosen between existence and transcendence, they had embraced both, becoming two expressions of the same cosmic story. Echo's final words resonated across both physical and transcendent space: "The journey never truly ends. It only transforms."